Welcome to the journey. It's your boy Journeyman Bell on my YouTube channel. Y'all subscribe, share with your friends as we will be talking about different things. Today we are going to talk about discovering and tapping into your potential. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, what is potential? You've heard it a lot. A lot of people have probably even said it to you, say, you got potential. You got potential. You got potential. But what is potential? What is potential exactly? Well, potential means this. It means having or showing the capacity to become or develop something in the future. Say that one more time. Potential means this. It means having or showing the capacity to become or develop in the future or something in the future. Means you have the opportunity, you have what it takes to be it. So therefore, that means some of your qualities and characteristics show forth into what you can become in the future. Doesn't mean that it's fully developed, but it means it's something there. Have you ever just wondered, what do I have the potential to do? What do I have the capacity to do? What lies on the inside of me that says I can do that? That's your potential. Your potential cries out to you that you can do it. Your potential cries out to you that you have the ability to do it. Your potential cries out to you that says there is something in you that says it can be done. Whatever it is, whether it's owning a business, doing ministry, or just even becoming a better self person, or better within yourself. Potential is given to us all on some level. The question is, do you have what it takes to discover it? That question is entirely up to you. I can't tell you that you got that kind of potential to do that. I can see glimpses of it, but I can't determine if you're going to maximize that potential. Only you can determine that. I can't say that your potential is going to supersede what you do. I can encourage you in that if you apply yourself to whatever it is that you're trying to do, athletes all the time have the potential to be superstars. But the difference that separates those that have the potential to do it and those that maximize their potential are the ones that put in the effort. You have to realize that if you want to know the potential that you have to develop it. It's not just going to just show up. You don't become great in whatever it is that you want to do by just doing it. You have to put in the development, the study, and the effort to become what you may believe you have the potential to do. For some people, it's as simple as going back to school. They think, man, I could really do this if I put my mind to it. A lot of times they'll say, I could do this if I put my mind to it. Therein lies the difference in what separates us from having potential and becoming the potential that we have. Huh. That lies the difference in what we have the potential to do and becoming the potential that we have. All in what you're willing to put forth the effort to discover. If you're not going to put forth a lot of effort, then you're probably not going to discover all that you're capable of doing. You're not going to maximize the capacity of your life by just saying, well, I'll just see how it goes. No, just because you're naturally gifted to do some things is one element. There's a lot of us, we're naturally gifted to encourage people. We're naturally gifted to do to be a giver. We're naturally gifted to whatever it is that we have a natural act to do. But just because you have a natural act to do it doesn't mean that you have maximized what it is that you have the potential to do or the potential to become. Potential means having or showing the capacity to become or develop something in the future. Doesn't mean it's there. It means you have it. Doesn't mean that you've reached it. It means that you possess it. You have the you have the room, you have the ceiling, you have the what's the word I'm looking for? You have the possibility. You have the possibility of becoming, which means that it's something there, but it's not fully developed. When you see a tree grow out the ground, can you automatically identify what type of tree it is? No, you can't. Because when it first starts growing, it looks like a little plant growing. But as you do it more, it really starts to feel its capacity. That's what potential is. It's something in you that shows, man, you are really good at this. You probably heard that a lot. Those are things, those are phrases under potential. Man, you have really got a knack for this. This really comes natural to you. If you heard statements like that from people, those are straight indications of what potential possibly is to you. You have that knack, you have that gifting, you have that ability, you have that whatever that comes easy for you. That somebody said, man, I tried all day to do that. And you just came in just like that and did it. Those are things of potential. But just because you have certain giftings does not mean that it's fully developed. It just means that there are signs of it. You can even affiliate that to somebody that you have in relationship, that you're in relationship with. And you'll see that, man, they've got the potential. They've got the potential to become this. They really would be an awesome man or wife, a husband or wife, if they would just do this. Just because you see potential doesn't mean that you will see the full manifestation of what it is you see. It just means it's there. It means it's there. So because they have the ability to do it. But it's what they do with what they have the ability to do that determines what type of potential or the capacity of the potential that they have to manifest. Like I said, a lot of people have a lot of potential to do a lot of things, but the difference lies in what you have and what you maximize. What you have and what you maximize. Some of you may be a wizard as it pertains to money. You may be absolutely awesome with handling money, but just because you have a gift on how to handle money does not mean that you have seen the full potential of what it is to manage money properly. It just means you have gifts. So what I want you to do in help discovering your potential, I want you to take a few notes on. We're gonna talk about. I got about 5 things we're gonna talk about right quick in this, and then we're gonna continue to do more research on it. Maximizing your potential, discovering who you are, tapping into your potential is so vital because your potential is connected to your existence. What you have the ability to do is what keeps you alive to what you can become. This gives you a little bit of a challenge as well because you'll see that it doesn't all come easy. It doesn't all just fall in your lap. You just make a lot of things of what it is you do easier than somebody else. But that doesn't mean that you have maximized your potential. It just means you have that ability to do it. It means you have you have the possibility to become greater at what it is that you do. That's awesome. That if you're so good at what you do now, think about what a little extra effort and what a little bit of more concentration and a little bit more of understanding and developing your specific gifts of potential, just how much you can feel the capacity of your life when you really start to put forth the true efforts of what it takes to become what it is that you can see yourself being. Potential is not just limited to just a few specific people. No, it's not limited to a few people. Potential is in the lives of us all. Potential lies in the lives of us all, but it's what we do with what we have that makes us where we're going and what we will become. If you don't use what's inside of you, then you'll remain where you are. If you don't change your approach to what it is that you have the ability to do, then you'll only be what you are. But you have to want to become more. No matter how much somebody encourages you to want to do this, no matter how much I sit here and encourage you to want to be and become, it means nothing if you're not willing to put in the effort. I know a lot of times we get sidetracked, we get distracted, we procrastinate. And you know what? When we start to look at just because we're gifted, doesn't mean that it's going to come easy. We start taking that evaluation time into place. So like, man, I can do this. This comes easy. But harnessing and nurturing and being responsible in development of what I have, that's like a lot more responsibility and work and more accountability. So we are hesitant. Here's the point. We are hesitant on our potential because that could mean that we would have to put in the extra effort to become it. We don't mind if it comes easy to us. If what we have comes easy to us and we don't have to put any hard work in, study time, development time, concentrated time, we'll do it. Because it doesn't require us to change a whole lot. But when you're starting to when you want to really maximize who you are and what you're called to do, when you want to maximize your potential, you're going to have to put in the extra time and effort. Kobe Bryant, I like to use him as an example all the time. Kobe Bryant was a talented basketball player. I mean, you could tell that he had the ability and the potential coming out of high school to be great. Which is why he was one of the few that got drafted right out of high school. Because what they saw in him was the potential to perform above the college level directly into the NBA. But just because they saw it didn't mean that he became it. They just saw it. But he had to put in the work to become what they saw. He had to put in the work for what he knew he had to do, which is a key point here, is that you got to believe, you got to have a place of confidence in what it is that you're trying to become. This place of potential is not going to come for the faint at heart. Just because you have the gift to do it doesn't mean that you've become what it is that you are gifted to do. It just means that you get like a head start. You get a head start on something that for others it would take a lot longer to develop or to become it. But because you already have it, you already got 2 grades up. And let me give you this example. You having a potential will be just like if you and 5 other people were in the 3rd grade and what you did on your test scores, the teacher seen, man, you know what? You're smarter than the normal kids. I'm going to move you up 2 grades to the 5th grade because I see what you're capable of doing and what you can become if you put forth the effort. Because what potential does is it advances you ahead of the normal for that area or areas. While other people are in the 3rd grade trying to become a 5th grader, you already have that capability of being that now. What your potential does is it puts you in a place of where you will be, but it's giving you a glimpse of it now. It's giving you a glimpse now, but you have to put in the effort. Let's look at these real quickly. Let's look at these 5 quick points I'm gonna point out to you real quickly, and then we're gonna go from there after that. But one thing I want you to realize in discovering your potential is this. Watch this. You have to be willing to make conscious choices to change and grow. You have to make conscious choices to change and grow. Listen, if you don't ever make a sober decision that I'm going to be better in these areas, that's a part. If you don't make that decision, then you're going, like I said, you're going to stay right where you are. You're just going to be very gifted where you are until you do more with what you have. Like I said, just because you're gifted in it, because you have the potential, doesn't mean that you become it yet. It's something for the future. You have to put in the work. Excuse me. And the work starts with you making a conscious decision to change and to grow. Make a decision to change and to grow. Ask yourself this question. What choices have you made? What choices have you started growing? What choices have you made to start growing? Excuse me, I'm reading my paper. I'm reading it upside down sometimes. But what choices have you made to start growing in your potential? What changes have you been made? What's changed in your choices? What's changed around you when you start to make these choices? Because what it does when you start to decide that I'm no longer going to be who I am, I want to become what I see I am. Potential is a vision for what you see yourself becoming. Isn't that something? It's I have a vision that if you want to get out of debt, there's potential in that. You just have to maximize your efforts. You can have a potential to say, I don't want to be this anymore. I want to become better at how I manage my money so I won't be in debt always. Those are potential marks. It means having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. It goes beyond giftings. I just use gifts as one way of identifying. But it's simply having or showing the capacity to become or develop something in the future. What choices have you made? Make conscious choices to change and to grow. That means that from this point on, you're now going to make decisions that are predicated and determined off of your potential. That means the people you associate with. That means the time that you spend into it. These are mature choices. When you start to make conscious choices of a lot of things, whether it's getting into a relationship with potential or starting a business that you see the potential in, or starting ministry or becoming better for yourself, you first must consider that your decisions will determine the outscale of how you develop your potential, how you develop what you see. Ask yourself this question: if what am I connected to? What am I connected to that could hinder or cause me more success if I connect to it? What decisions do I make? What choices do I make that are going to change my life to grow me up for the better? That's what you have to ask yourself. When you start to make decisions with people that connect with you on these social medias or who you meet in life, ask yourself this question: is connecting with them or this person or affiliation going to help maximize what it is that I have the capacity to become or do? Because bad people can hinder your potential. Bad people can hinder your potential. So you want to make sure that you're making the choices that will cause change and growth. Next thing you want to do is you want to set goals toward your potential. Find something defining to reach for. Find something defining to reach for. Ask yourself this question. Does it have to be major? Does it have to be major? What goals you set? Because when you start to set goals, what you're doing is you're gearing yourself into a direction. The reason why a lot of us don't know where we're going is because we have nothing to direct our lives to connect it to. When you start to set goals, you have now put yourself in a timeline of accomplishment. When you start to set goals, you have now put yourself in the timeline of accomplishment that says, I want to reach this. So that means I got to apply this. I got to apply this effort to reach this goal. Watch this. Potential is discovering your pursuit. Remember that. Potential is discovered in your pursuit. That means when you're pursuing something, you'll start unlocking what it is you have the ability to do. It's having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. Having or showing. That means that you already get it or you show signs that you do have it. So when you start to look at potential, now you start to see, I wonder if I can do this. You ask yourself, I think I can do this. You can see yourself becoming this. You can see yourself becoming this. But what is it that you need to do to become it? Becomes a part of your pursuit process. When you start to pursue something, you chase it, it depends on your effort. Like I see some kids playing chase sometimes, and so the one behind will run, but the one in front, of course, is trying to get away so that they don't get caught. Catch this. The one in front is running so it doesn't get caught for the one behind them. One or two things are going to happen to the one that's chasing the one they're trying to catch. Either they're going to catch them or they're going to run out of breath catching them and quit. The chaser is either going to run out of energy through their pursuit or they're going to be determined in their pursuit to catch it. This is you. You are the chaser. And you have to decide, do I have the ability to catch this? Am I persistent enough? Am I passionate enough? Am I patient enough? Because when you start to get into pursuits, when you start to get into chasing down your potential, you have to be willing to know that everything that you chase in your potential, you're not going to catch quickly. Some potential requires more perseverance, more passion. Everything, like I said in the beginning, everything is not going to come easy. Some things are going to take a little more time to become. Watch this. Set goals. Set goals. When you delay out of fear, you make it harder to enjoy what you're doing. Say that again. When you delay out of fear your pursuit of your potential, when you delay out of fear the pursuit of your potential, you make it harder. Hear what I'm saying? You make it harder to enjoy what it is you're trying to do. You make it harder to enjoy what you're trying to do. When you delay putting off what you have the capability to do, what you have the capacity to do, what you see yourself doing, what you believe you have inside of you to become, and you delay it because, oh, well, it's gonna take too long, or oh, I'm just too tired right now, or oh, this it doesn't seem like I'm gonna make my deadline. All of these withdrawal places and these places of forfeit, a lot of times they eat away at your potential. They eat away of what you can become. They eat away of what it is that you seen yourself in the beginning. But now you don't quite see yourself in it because the adversity of what it is you're pursuing after doesn't seem like you're going to catch it overnight. Listen, some things that you set your goals out to become and do, you're not going to get it overnight. It's just not going to happen. Everything is not going to happen overnight. Some things are going to take a little bit more time to develop. That's a good thing because you get to learn a little bit more about yourself in your developing process. You get to develop a little bit more about who you are in this process. You get to see a little bit more about how it is that you are. What your weak in, what your strengths are, Those are some of the things that you can do, that you can set up under this goal, is find out your strengths and weaknesses. Take the proper test. I'm gonna talk about that in part 2. But do the certain things that you understand who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, then you'll never become what you see you have. When you start to set those goals, don't be discouraged. I'm jumping a little ahead, but don't get discouraged because you haven't fully became what it is that you see in the beginning. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes principles. It takes a continual training, because this is what you're doing right now, is you're retraining your thinking to become what it is that you've seen yourself doing, or what you feel like you have inside of you to become. Set goals. Watch this. Third thing, make conscious decisions, set goals. Third thing is you want to take baby steps, okay? Remember this. Actions fight doubts. Actions fight doubts, okay? Remember that you're building to become. Doesn't mean that you fully become it. It means you're developing into it. You're shaping yourself into this thing called potential. Potential redefines your life. It changes you into what it is that you hope to become, what you feel like you have the ability to be. I want to be a better man, but I'm never going to just be a better man by just simply saying I'm going to be a better man. That's not going to make me better. That's not going to make me become it. That's a start, but that's not going to make me become it. What's going to make me become it is my research into becoming it. What's going to make me better is my application into becoming it. What's going to make me better is my willingness to not accept that just because I have not made it today does not mean that I'm not going to make it tomorrow. You have to be patient in your passions to pursue your potential. Okay? Be patient in your passions while you pursue your potential, because all of it is going to require progress. We're progressing into becoming. We want to, a lot of times, some of us as believers want to become this mega Christian or mega believer overnight, but it does not always work that way, because you can't rush growth to the place that you want to grow up tomorrow and be this mega believer when you just came into the Lord last week. You can't expect to be a billionaire overnight. That happens with people that come with $1 million idea overnight. Okay, that's few and in between. Everybody's not coming that way. Majority of the people are becoming what they are through time and process. The passion, the patience, the pursuit, the progress to In other words, it's like digging. You're digging, you're digging, you're digging, you're digging till you see what it is that you're digging after. Your potential is lying deep down inside of you. And it does require you to grab and go to work to keep searching deep inside of you what it is that you want to become. Take baby steps. Remember, actions fight doubts. What do I mean by that? Actions fight doubts means that every area where you were like delay and as I talked about a while ago, procrastinate and prolonging, when you start to put it to work, you are already taking major baby steps. You're taking major baby steps into becoming what you're building yourself into. Hey, watch this. Even in the midst of what it is you're doing, sometimes you have to get somebody else to ride along with you to help you walk this out. Because we realize that, hey, everything we can't do by ourselves. You may not become what it is you have the potential to do by yourself. You may need some other people that have become that. You may need some other people that have shaped into this. They already know. They've already paid the path. You want to connect with other people that can help you and help feed into what you're trying to become. Fourth thing is you want to keep a success list. That means all the little victories that you get. All the little victories add to your faith. Every victory counts. Remember that. Every victory counts. Keep your success list. Your success list is so important to what it is you're trying to become because it helps you see marks on where you've improved. That's why journals are so important, because if you go back and look at your journals, I do a lot of mine on audio, and you go back and listen to where you've become in your journal path, you'll find out, man, I've come a long way. 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 I've come a long way. And what that does, those little victories encourage you to keep going, keep trying, keep pressing, keep moving, keep going, keep pressing, keep going, keep moving, keep pressing. Why am I saying it over and over? Because I need to get that persistence in my spirit for my passions. I need to get that persistence in my spirit for my pursuit. I need to get that persistence in my spirit for my progress. I need to get that persistence in my spirit for my patience. I need to get that persistence in my spirit for my potential, because doing it over and over again turns into a habit. They said 21 days will develop a habit. Set yourself on a 21-day mark, and every day, whatever it is, want to become better in prayer, set your mark every day. Set your remark every day. Every day you do it, let's do a little congratulation party. Ain't got to be big. You did it, Belle. You prayed another day. 5 minutes. Look at you. Pat on the back. Let's go. We got tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 minutes. We pressed. We did that. Now we're going to try to take it up a notch. Pursuit. Patience. Perseverance. Add in another one. Pursuit. Patience. Progress. Potential. Over and over and over again. Baby steps. Don't discredit any step that you take as though it's not major. And even if you don't do it every day as you start out, don't get and beat yourself up because you don't do it every day all the time. You have a fall off day? Scratch it. You start your another win streak. You start your another win streak. You start pursuing again. Get that perseverance. Get that passion. Get that progress. Get that patience together to get your potential. Don't get upset because you stop. Oh man, I missed the day of prayer. I was so busy. I missed the day of prayer. I didn't get a chance to do my exercises today. Let's go back in. Pick it back up tomorrow. Pick it back up tomorrow. And let's go forward and get the potential. Last and final thing in my close is that we got a mindset We want to make a conscious decision to change and grow. We want to set goals towards where we're trying to go to with our potential. We want to take baby steps in our potential. We want to continue to record and make a success list with our potential. And finally, we want to set our benchmark. That means it's never too small. It's never too small. Think it's never too small to accomplish. Think that it's never too small to accomplish. Some things come fast, others develop slowly. So when you start to make your list on what it is that you want to become, what it is that you seek after, what it is that you're pursuing after, when you start to do that, what you are doing is putting benchmarks on different things. Go in tonight. Make a list of what it is you want to become. Think about everything it is you trying to do. Own a business, start a ministry, whatever, becoming a better husband or wife or whatever it is. Set you a mark. Set you a mark. Set you a timeline on what you want to become better in, where you want to be better at, in what areas. And then start your timer. Start your pursuit. Start your passion. Start your perseverance. Start your progress to become your potential. And see where you are. See where you are 6 months from now. See where you are 7 months from now. See where you are 8 months from now. Because you need to know how well you're doing. You need to know whether it's good or bad. You need to know. It's a benchmark. It's a benchmark for what it is you're trying to become. You don't find your potential. You don't discover and tap into your potential until you start applying yourself to become it. You have to become it in order to transform into it. Just keep going. Remember that. Just keep going. Just keep going. A little bit at a time. Just keep going. You do not discover your greatest capacity with your potential by not doing anything. Okay? You don't discover it by not doing anything. You have to do something. You have to do something for it to develop. Potential becomes what it is through development of our lives. We as children develop into things. Even as kids, we develop into things. And we start to see things. But we don't see it completely when we start. We see it as we go. As you go, as you develop, you will begin to see more of who you are and what it is that you have the ability to do. So recap real fast. In discovering and tapping into your potential, make conscious choices that produce change and growth. I forgot, y'all. Set goals. Set goals into what you want to become. Set a goal toward it. Set a goal toward it. Because every goal you set, you want to try and accomplish it. You want to try and do it. You want to try and press for it. Third thing is you want to definitely take baby steps. Don't worry about if you got it all together overnight. Don't worry if you got it all together just that fast. You're making steps by just saying, I'm making a conscious choice to set a goal and go toward it. Whatever it is. If it's just I want to save $100, you've set a goal right there. Find out your potential and what you can save in the next 30 days. Okay? Whatever your goal is. Keep a success list on your goals. Keep a marker, keep a track of your progression. Keep a track over your victories. Little victories count. Remember that. Little victories build toward your more faith. No victory is not worth having. It's building towards your faith. Last and finally, set your benchmark. Set your benchmark. That means that never think that it's too small to accomplish if you don't put it out there. Put it out there and then try and become it. Reach your maximum potential. This your boy Journeyman Bell, aka Mr. 100, coming to you on today with the Journey Walk. Y'all become what you are. Tap into what God has called you to be. And just keep going to become it. Tap into it, y'all. Talk to you soon.